Hey, brothers and sisters. Beautiful day here in Flagstaff, Saturday. Just got off of an awesome ride on my scooter, keeping the rubber side down. Beautiful temperature, about 71 degrees. So I'm riding down the road, right? And I'm thinking about just how free this feels. You know, the only thing I was missing, of course, was my little Filipina, but she's 8,000 miles away. So I can't do anything about that. Still trying to get her over here, and that's a whole story in itself. That's a long political process. Anyway, so I'm just scooting down the road, enjoying this. How do I want to? I don't even know how to express it anymore. This level of freedom that I can't even articulate. I feel like I stutter when I'm trying to articulate just how free that feels going down the road on your scooter. And then I had my gun stuck in my belt. I'm thinking, damn, I'm a free man. I'm a free man. So anyway, I've been thinking about this particular patch that I want to have designed to go on the back of my vest. And it's going to be like this. The top rocker, of course, will say freedom. The bottom rocker will say outlaw. And then there's a center round patch. I know. There's protocol and issues with the one percenters about having a three-piece patch. But here's the thing. First of all, I'm a free man. I'm not trying to disrespect them in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I support them far beyond our politicians. So anyway, it's not going to have MC on there or RC. I'm not part of a motorcycle club or riding club, not even a Christian motorcycle club. So I'm not trying to lay claim to any specific territory. I'm just an American that is an outlaw, and I accept that wholeheartedly, and I'm very, very proud of it. So anyway, I can't get that dryness out of my throat. I don't care how much water I drink. Anyway, the center round patch, it's gonna in the center of it, of the center of the round patch, it's gonna have two ARs crossed. At the top, there's gonna have the little words liberty, and then or. And then at the bottom where the ARs are crossed, it's going to say death, liberty or death. And then across that will be 1776. And then across the top of the round patch will be these words: I am a descendant of men. And then around the bottom, who would not be ruled. God, I've read that several places, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Those words have such power, such a power, such a ring, such a sense of freedom behind it. I am a descendant of men who would not be ruled. You know how some things just strike you in a specific, unique way. It's like listening to a certain song and the notes in that song and the lyrics in that song, or watching a movie and how it just, some movies just pull you right in. It's like you're right there. You're not watching a movie. You actually emotionally become part of it. You know, it's like being out on your bike and you're going through the mountains and the scenery is just breathtaking. And that particular moment is unparalleled. Well, when I read those words, I am a descendant of men who would not be ruled. Whew. Man, oh man, it's like it lights a fire deep down in your innermost being, your soul, whatever that is and wherever that is, I don't know. And then it just consumes your whole being, your whole body, your mind, your spirit. So anyway, that's the patch that I'm going to have made. Freedom Outlaw. I love it. I love it. Remember, I was talking to you the other day about words that end in DOM, has the suffix DOM. It's a particular state. It's like a domain. Um, it's like kingdom, Christendom, those kind of words that end in DOM, freedom. It expresses a particular domain, a state of being or a state of mind. And when I hear that word freedom, oh my gosh, I live in that domain. And I think about our founding fathers and all those who sacrificed their lives for freedom. And I really can't wrap my head around it because I wasn't there. But, the old king, excuse me, I get this, whatever this is, it goes on in my throat. Anyway, I think about the old king. And when he looked upon our founding fathers, I don't know if he used the word outlaw, but he certainly considered them rebels. And, he wanted to destroy them. He wanted to conquer them, and if he couldn't do that, he wanted to kill them. Well, we find out that just didn't happen. So, as you've heard me say, the war for independence went on for 8 years and 4 months, and they won. And I encourage you to really read the history behind that with George Washington and all that went on back at that time. Against all odds. I mean, everything was against him. The British Navy and the amount of soldiers they had compared to what we had. It had to be a supernatural miracle guided by divine providence because, it was against all odds, like I said. Yeah, they lost a few battles, but they won the final one. But anyway, the old king, he considered our founding fathers as rebels and outlaws. And I looked at that word outlaw, and it's some old word of antiquity, somewhere back in the Vikings or I don't know, way back in the day. And it comes from the word, I hope I pronounce it right, utlaga, or something like that, which means one outside the law or a rebel. And so somehow how words evolve from generation to generation, and so it ended up being outlaw. So outlaw doesn't mean that you're illegal. Outlaw doesn't mean that you're a criminal. I'm not a criminal. I'm not an illegal. But my primary set of laws is according to the laws of nature and nature's God. That's first and foremost. Man-made laws, I pick and choose. Speed limits, some of the basics. I mean, I'm not gonna go out and rob somebody and commit a theft or go out and beat the hell out of somebody just because, or murder somebody, or rape or molest, or I'm not going to do all that. But I am an outlaw when it comes to tyrants trying to control me, to rule me. They're not going to do it. No, it's just not going to happen. If I have to take a bullet, I'll take a bullet. Liberty or death. There's no negotiation. My freedom, my morality, my integrity is not for sale. My being accountable to the laws of nature and responsible to the laws of nature is not for sale. End of story. I'm not even going to discuss it with you. So I believe in being a very peaceful man, a very respectful man, a very moral man. I believe in all those characteristics. But I'm not going to be ruled by other men. I'm just not going to do it. There's no man that wipes his butt cheeks the same as I do that's going to rule me. Certainly not a preacher or a politician. And they're both the same. If you've heard me, I don't know, I probably mentioned it before. I was raised in a religious cult. I know exactly how religious tyrants work. They use scripture to control people, and it's always scripture taken out of context. But nevertheless, people are fearful, oh my, this preacher is, he's righteous, he's holy, he's a man of God. Bullshit. I've seen them all. If you want to know what a true man of God looks like, first of all, he's not going to come across as a man of God. He's just a human being, struggling through life just like everybody else. There's only one perfect one, folks. Only one perfect one, and that was the Son of God. So, I know what religious tyrants look like, and I certainly know what political tyrants look like. I know what they smell like. I know what they sound like. I know their language. And they are not going to rule me. And I trust that you have the same commitment, conviction, and passion and vision within your soul that these type of individuals are not going to rule you. They're elected to their positions as a necessary evil to defend, protect, and preserve our freedom. Well, they don't do that. They get in power, and they get on a power trip. They might have good intentions, I don't know. But they get on a power trip. They evolve into megalomaniacs, sociopaths, psychopaths. They're liars, they're cheats. They'll do anything to maintain their power and control. Well, I'm not going to say it right now, but I can tell them where they can shove that. Yeah, I can tell them where they can shove it. So anyway, that's a little story about my project I'm working on in regards to my patch. And hey, enjoy the weekend, all right?